What's up, y'all? Today we're taking a look at the Ultimate T-1000, so stay tuned. This is the Ultimate T-1000 by Neca Toys. Now, I do have two of the other ones they made. I got the Terminator Genesis one, and I also got the Motorcycle Cop version, but I'll review those later. I also have the McFarlane Movie Maniacs T-1000, so I'll show him a little bit later. So, now I do have the packaging for this, but it's in a box underneath a bunch of other boxes I didn't want it to move, so unfortunately I won't be able to show you that. But, so let's get started with the accessories. So the only real weapon that this figure comes with is the his very tiny handgun, which this is obviously a Beretta 9mm pistol, which is pretty cool. It's all black. There's no really paint details on here, but you can tell this is a Beretta 9mm. There's your mag release button right there, as you can see. You got the magazine in there. Slide everything, the hammer. It's a pretty cool pistol. And in the movie, when he shot this, it sounded like it was silenced, even though there was no suppressor on the end of it. So that's kind of strange. But the T-1000 does sport a holster on his left side, so you can stick the gun in his holster when it's not in use, which is pretty cool. Now the tab does not want to close for some reason. A lot of people does that. The original one had it. I don't have the old T-1000s. The Motorcycle Cop one has this too, which it does close. I can get it to close, so that kind of helps. But unfortunately, this one won't close for some reason. But still, the gun looks pretty cool in the holster. It comes with two alternate hands, which is with the elongated finger from the towards the end of the movie. He stuck one of them in Sarah Connor's shoulder, and then he stuck the other one to her face. When he's at call to John. So now he doesn't use these till like the very end of the movie. So these kind of don't make sense with this outfit. It kind of does with the top half, but the bottom half, is wrong for these hands. But you can't plug these in. I'll show you how one of them works. You take and unplug the normal T-1000 hand, and you can plug this in its place. So now you got the elongated finger hand, which looks pretty cool. You can do this either side, but still looks pretty cool if you want to make a custom steel mill one. These hands would be perfect. It comes with one gun holding hand, which you can see, which is for the right side, even though his holster's on the left side. But they did make a left holding hand, which I wish they would have included that with this release, but unfortunately they didn't. But they did include it with the Motorcycle Cop T-1000, which I have right here. So there's the left holding hand. So if you want to put this one with this one, you can. This one only comes with the right though. But as you can see, it's more normal flesh toning. One or two you can do like the end of the movie where he does the thing after being shot with the shotgun, or he's getting ready to elongate his finger at Sarah Connor. So that'd be kind of cool. So now, like the other hand, you can peg this in like so, which gets a pretty good peg. Unfortunately, mine the wrist peg right there is a little bit cracked. Won't have interchanged the hand, but now you can put the gun in his gun holding hand right there, which is pretty cool. But like I said, if you want to put the other relaxed hand back on, you can take the left hand, which is where the side holster is on. You can take the gun holding hand from the motorcycle cop, which is a little bit loose in this figure hand, his wrist. I mean, you can take and put the gun in this hand, so you can kind of recreate the Galleria Mall scene where he drawed his gun out of the holster. So that's pretty cool. It comes with two hook arms from the Pascadero Hospital he used to open up the elevator doors. And which is kind of pretty cool. It's got the blue part of his uniform there, and then it fades into the silver part where he changed his arm into the shape of the hook, which is that's pretty cool detail where it kind of fades out into the metal. So that's pretty neat there, as you can see. And now the way these interchange, you take and unpeg the arm like so. I get to undo, and then you take the hook arm and peg it in like so. So now you have the hook arm on the T-1000, which you if you wanted to, you could peg these in vice versa, so you can kind of get like the elevator door opening. But still, that's pretty cool though. So here they were compared to the McFarlane Movie Maniacs version of the hook arms, and as you can see, they both have a lot of the same details with the silver and blue kind of fading together there. But obviously, these will not interchange because it's a completely different peg system. The NECA ones have an articulation point where the McFarlane ones is kind of just a peg and they just swivel. They don't articulate. So he comes with one of two alternate heads, which this head is the head from Pescadero, where the T-800 blew his head apart and it started to form back up here. This is where it's closing back together, and as you can see, this head is I really don't care for this head. It kind of distorts Robert Patrick's likeness there, as you can see, and it's got a big ugly seam where the side of the head was glued onto this other part, as you can see, and it fits on the chin. You can see a really bad seam right there. But and I cannot get this head to go on either one of the shirt fronts. I think it's because of some plastic in there. You can see there's excess plastic inside the joint. So, and I can't mash this on because this hurts trying to mash it on because of these sharp points and stuff on it. So I haven't been able to get this head on. If any of y'all have been able to get this on somehow, feel free to comment and tell me how y'all managed to actually get this onto the figure. But I haven't been able to. But as you can see, there's a lot of the silver liquid metal in there, which is pretty cool. And it's got a lot of the paint details of his actual head on the outside. But one head they should have came with, which I was kind of disappointed it didn't, was the blown open head that came with the original Pescadero one. Now, thankfully, they did give us that head with the motorcycle cop one. Which I like this head a lot better, as you can see. Which I'll go over the details of this head when I'll review the motorcycle cop one. So the second alternate head, which with the alternate shirt front, is the donut hole head. Now this is at the end of the movie, a steel mill figure. So if you want to make a custom steel mill version, this would be perfect for that. And as you can see, it's got the big giant hole through his eye there where the shotgun went through. It's got pretty good details on it too. It's got the swirls of liquid metal where it went through. And the exit wound is bigger than the entrance wound, which is accurate to how real bullets work. The entry wound is always a lot smaller than the exit wound. The exit wound is always much larger, so that's, like I said, it's pretty accurate. And as you can see, it still does look like Robert Patrick there. It's actually a pretty good representation of that head from the movie. It also comes with an alternate shirt front. It's got the bullet impacts on it, as you can see. Now, you don't have to have this head on this shirt front. You can put any head you want to on here. But so the way this works is you take the shirt front from this T-1000, and it'll come right off, as you can see. And then you peg this shirt front into the body, which this part does not want to go in right there for some reason, as you can see. So I have to kind of put that part in first. For some reason this shirt front does not want to peg in good. There we go. It finally pegged in, I think. So as you can see, there he is with the alternate shirt front on, as you can see, which looks pretty cool. And you can make some wild versions of the T-1000, which I'll show you here. So as you can see, you can make some pretty wild looks for the T-1000. You take that really split open head from the motorcycle cop one and put on here, and you can recreate the Pescadero scene where T-800 blows his head apart, which is pretty cool. You can put the hooks on, turn him around, make it look like he's open the elevator door with the the shot up chest too. So there's a lot of mixing and matching you can really do with this figure, make it look really cool. So for articulation, the T-1000 has a ball jointed head. This head's a little bit loose for some reason, but he's got a hinge and swivel at the shoulder, a hinge and a swivel at the elbow, a little bit of wrist articulation, not a whole lot, but you get some swivel and a little bit of ball joint there. Got a swivel at the waist, a hinge and swivel at his thigh, a hinge and a little bit of swivel at the knee, and not very good ankle articulation. It's kind of got a little bit of swivel, but no ankle pivot whatsoever. So let's take a look at the sculpt, design, and color of T-1000, starting with his head. And as you can see, it's got a pretty good likeness to Robert Patrick there, as you can see. And the paint on this head is a little bit kind of laid on a little thickly, as you can see. But it still looks pretty cool. Still looks like Robert Patrick, as you can see. Now, if you want to, what I do is, the motorcycle cop one came with a normal Robert Patrick head. What I usually do is I take that head and display on this figure, because that head is it sticks on the ball joint better. It doesn't fall off near as much. But as you can see, it's the same exact head, just painted a little bit differently. But for this review, I'm going to put the head he came with on. So going down the body here, he's got his standard police uniform As you can see, it's got the name tag that says Austin on it, which is movie accurate. The LAPD badge, and he's also got the pin right there in his shirt pocket, which is pretty cool. All the buttons on his shirt are painted black. Now, a lot of the previous T-1000s, including the Genesis one, all wore black, and this one is wearing like a navy blue, which I think is accurate to T2. He did wear navy blue. I think the Genesis one did too. I don't know why they done that one black, but so this is actually more accurate to the movie. So you go in the back, it's got some, the shirt patterns and stuff there. It's got the uh, epaulets, I think that's what they were called. His sleeves are all blue with no patches or anything like that, but it's got the wrinkles, which is pretty cool. And his the hands he comes with are these normal relaxed hands, as you can see, which are the same flesh tone as the other ones. He's also got his duty belt on here, as you can see. It's got the old school buckle on it. It's got two magazine pouches. It's got his holster. It's got the handcuff pouch and the radio. Unfortunately, the antenna broke off on my radio there, but as you see, the radio does not come out. It just stays in the pouch there, which would have been cool if they would have made a removable radio. But he's also got the belt keepers on his belt there, which keeps the belt up and sliding down like a gunslinger holster. So that's pretty cool. There's another belt keeper right there too. And there's another one beside the magazine pouches. So that's pretty cool. And as you can see, if you pull the belt down a little bit, you can actually see another belt underneath, which that is accurate. A lot of police officers wear another belt underneath their duty belt that for the belt keepers to attach to. So that's pretty cool. And you can see, it's got the rubber dopper, which is typical for most NECA figures. So it's got the flap and what the zipper would be on his pants. He's also got the pockets on his rear end there, and the seam going down the rear end. And as you can see, his pants are navy blue, just like his top of his uniform. It's got some creases and stuff in there right there too, some wrinkles. And going down, he's got, I think. Okay, sorry, I had a little bit of a difficulty, but these are supervisor shoes, I believe. These are like fancy police shoes. But as you can see, they're pretty cool. There's some painted details at the bottom there. The brown sole, which is pretty cool. This one over here is a little shinier than the other one, as you can see. But so he did wear these in the movie, so that's pretty accurate and pretty cool. Okay, for comparison time, here is this new Ultimate T-1000 compared to some of the other T-1000s I have. On the one side you got the Genesis T-1000, portrayed by Hung Lee, who also played Storm Shadow in G.I. Joe. Then on the other side, you have the Ultimate Motorcycle Cop T-1000 from T2, and beside the Motorcycle Cop, you have the McFarlane Movie Maniacs T-1000, which that one had an alternate torso piece where you could interchange it to look more like the normal T-1000, but it had what they did with that figure, they tried to combine all the looks into one figure, which was kind of weird. But I usually display them with that big blowed open part because I think that's just cool. And the peg broke off from the other one, so unfortunately, because this one the pegs actually molded into the torso, the other one was just glued in, so the glue came off and it broke. So unfortunately, sometimes it happens. But like I said, usually I display them with this torso, so that doesn't really matter, I don't guess. But them hook arms were also made for the other torso. So that's all my T-1000. So here he is compared to some other NECA T2 releases that I have. See, I got the Sarah Connor figure, the other Motorcycle Cop, which I do have, the 3D Terminator back there, and also the one with the minigun, the Cyberdyne Showdown figure, which that is actually one of the older NECA figures with the pre-posed legs. But I did do a review on that figure, so if you want to watch it, you can do so. That wasn't too long ago, I don't think, but I do have a playlist of about every figure that I do in certain lines and things. So I have a playlist of all the Terminator figures, which this video will go down into. So if you want, that'd be easy for you to find other Terminator figures like that Cyberdyne Showdown figure I've done a review on if you want to go watch it. So what do I think of this figure overall? I really like this figure. It's one of my favorite figures that I have in my collection. Now I do have a few little nitpicks, like that one alternate head being really hard to get on the body. I haven't even been able to get it on, but and just the sculpt that they had, I didn't really like anyway. But other than that, though, this is a pretty good solid figure, and I do enjoy it, and I'd highly recommend it if you're a big fan of T2 like I am. So so you want to see some more Terminator reviews, give me a thumbs up. That helped me a lot, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Till next time.